This is the Preston Indians pregame show. Coming up, we'll take a look at tonight's game. We'll hear from the coach and look at the pregame stats, all leading up to tonight's action. You're listening to live coverage of the Preston Indians on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. Well, a very pleasant good evening, everybody. We welcome you once again inside Preston Gym as tonight the Lady Indians take the floor as they will play host to the Lady Indians of Pocatello High School. Our pleasure to have you in with us here tonight. Dan Hubbard, along with our studio coordinator, John Beverly, as the Lady Indians come in with just a few games left in the regular season, right on the precipice of qualifying for the postseasons. They are in fourth place tonight. As at the start of play, they come in with a 12-6 record. They are 7-3 overall. They play host to the Lady Indians from Pocatello High School tonight. And for the Lady Indians, it's been a tough year for them. Some injury problems on and off during the year, and they struggled offensively too, as they come in with a 4-12 record on the year, and they are 2-10 in conference play. This will be the second time these two teams will meet tonight. They met down in Pocatello back on December the 12th, and the Preston Indians that night picking up a 64-38 win. Preston has won 6 of the last 7 games in which they have played. The only game they've lost, they try to bounce back from that loss at Century last week. Tonight is senior night, as there are 4 seniors that will be playing their final home game, because they actually have one home game left. That's on Saturday afternoon against Wood River. But tonight they'll celebrate the careers of seniors as they'll say goodbye to those 4, and we'll talk more about them coming up in just a little bit. Last time out, the Indians able to knock off Burley. They jumped out to an early 12-8 lead in the first quarter, and then went on to a 51-35 win. Alicia Wood was hot from the perimeter. She made 6 of 8 shots from behind the three-point arc in the game, finished with a team-high 18 points. Bethany Dow recorded a double-double with 14 points and 12 rebounds in the game as well. Hattie Mosier had 7, Cassie Pugmire had 6, and Jessica Alder had 3 points in the win. So we mentioned just 2 more games on the regular season after this. Wood River here on Saturday afternoon. That game will tip off at 2:30 if you want to make plans to come and join us on Saturday. Then the regular season concludes on January the 22nd, when they'll travel to Minico to face the Spartans. So it looks like it'll be a great game tonight, as everybody getting ready for the game here this evening. Both teams on the floor warming up. When we come back, we'll talk with Coach Kimber Hall for a few minutes. We'll do all that as we continue right after this on mylocalradio.com. And along with, as a simulcast tonight, it's a 105.5 FM and AM 1340 here in the Preston area, and of course around the world on mylocalradio.com.
For details.
So I'm a typical banking customer.
And I'm a nearby ATM.
And I'm taking $20 out of my account.
And I'll process that 20 and take back $4.
Why do machines designed to give us money end up taking it right back? Introducing Kasasa, the free account that pays refunds on ATM fees and a lot more. To find a free Kasasa checking account near you, search Kasasa.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union, federally insured by the NCUA.
At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need. Quality parts at fair prices. The team at
Welcome back to the Indian pregame show. It's the Indians and the Pocatello Indians coming up from Preston Gym here in just a few minutes. Spent a few minutes with Kimber Hall before the game here tonight. You came in with a nice win in Burley last week. But I think you may have discovered a secret weapon.
And who was that?
That would have been Alicia Wood. You're going 6 for 6 from behind the arc.
Yes. We've been trying to get Alyssa to shoot all year long. And I think out of the 6 she shot, I yelled at her 3-4 of the times. I said, shoot the dang ball. And she's a good three-point shooter. And she had an aunt that played at the University of Utah, and she was in the national three-point shooting contest as a senior when she was there. But Alyssa can shoot the ball if she just shoot the basketball. So I was very happy that she did, because we get outside shots, that opens things up in the middle.
What is it that makes her not want to look for her shot?
Well, I want her to look for her shot, and sometimes she just feels like she needs to pass the ball, or she feels like, well, they're too close. And I tell her, they're not too close. Catch the ball and shoot. And if they're too close, then go ahead, fake and drive. Get to the basket, because she can get to the basket too. So I hope she can do that again tonight and do those types of things for us.
Saw Liz Linhart walking around a little earlier. Looks like she's still not playing tonight.
She's going to start. She's going to start tonight just because it's senior night, and then we're going to take her out. We're hoping to have her back Saturday. I'd really like to get her back Saturday, at least let her play some, because if she comes back and plays Tuesday, it's going to be awful hard. You know, when you sit out for 2 weeks and you don't play, and then all of a sudden you're trying to play basketball and a competitive thing, it's not easy. So we really need to get her back so we can get her playing and get her back in the position she was. She was just coming on. She was scoring 10, 8, 6 points, 12 points, 10, 8, 6 rebounds, 8 rebounds. And then she had that, and now she's going to have to start over again. And that it takes timing and everything. So we definitely need her for the end of the season. So it all depends on her health.
You have 3 games left in the season, including tonight. Where do you sit now as far as making it to postseason?
Well, I'm not sure exactly. We're in 4th place right now, but if we win out and we could win all 3 games, then we could be tied for 2nd. And if we beat Domenico, we would be, because we've beaten them twice. So we could be 2nd or 3rd. So.
At least
we're not no worse than 4th, but we'd like to try to stay away from the 4th place.
Absolutely, you do. Okay, let's talk about this game tonight against Pocatello, a team that you saw earlier back in December, but you beat them at their place.
We beat them at their place. They didn't have their number 1 player, the Harris girl. She's their center. She's back. She's playing pretty good, but she's very competitive. The coach said she's a little out of shape, which I can understand, but she wants to win and she plays hard. And so we've got to keep her under control and not let her go off on us.
You know, we talked before about the Preston Pocatello, a little bit of a rivalry.
Sure.
And when you put one on them the way you did down at their place, 25, 30 points, whatever it was, they may have a little revenge in mind tonight.
Oh, yeah. And you expect that. And we've got tattooed before, just as they have, and so we hope to do the same again tonight. But I really appreciate Brock, the coach. He does a great job with those girls, and we have no animosity towards them, but we want to beat them. And I think our girls are ready to go.
I wish you a lot of luck tonight. Can we make it a nice, quiet 15 or 20 point win, unlike last night?
Yeah. That was last night. I was telling people I was going to come to the game. My wife got home late, and I wasn't going to go. And when I heard it ended up at 10 o'clock, I was already in bed, and I'm thinking, I'm glad I stayed home, because I'd still be up thinking about the game, even though I didn't coach it and wouldn't have went to sleep. Yeah, but it was quite a game.
I didn't get to bed till about 12:30. Yeah. I couldn't settle down either.
That was quite a game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good luck tonight.
All right, thank you.
That's Coach Kimber Hall, back with more after this on the Indians pregame show on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
As the seasons change, it's a good time to take a close look at your car and truck tires. Check the tread and look for signs of uneven wear. If you have a question, stop by Ron Keller Tire and have one of the tire experts take a look. If you need new tires to get you safely through, they'll help you select the right tires for your vehicle and driving style. With a huge inventory from several manufacturers, Ron Keller Tire can care for your tire needs at a price that's right. You can trust all your tire needs to Ron Keller Tire in Preston and North Logan.
If you're doing some cleanup work around the yard, the house, the garage, or the farm, remember, you can turn scrap metal into cash. when you take that metal to Idaho Salvage and Metal in Preston. They pay top dollar for aluminum cans, aluminum window and door frames, brass and steel. They take junk cars and trucks, farm equipment, and industrial gear. So rather than taking that stuff to the landfill, park it on the scales at Idaho Salvage and Metal on West Oneida in Preston.
As one of the region's most visited websites, MyLocalRadio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit MyLocalRadio.com today to stream it all live.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric. It's what we do.
Welcome back. It's the Indian pregame show. The Indians and the Indians coming up from Preston Gym. It's Preston against Pocatello tonight. As we mentioned in the interview with Coach Hall just a few minutes ago, and it's nice to see he's just as confused about the standings as we are, as I am at least. One thing we do know for sure is that Century is unbeaten. They're 19-0. They're in. Mountain Home is 12-4. They are likely in as well. The question comes between Preston and Minico, as they're both 12-6 at the start of play tonight. Minico has played one more game than the Indians have, as they are 8-2 in conference, and Preston is 7-3. If, like Coach said, if they win out, they would be 10-3 overall on the season. That would be good enough, because to win out, they'd have to beat Minico for the second time, and that would give them a step up above Minico to get into the postseason. So still a lot of things yet to happen, still a lot of things before the Indians yet to come, as they had the ceremony for the seniors out on the floor, and tonight the seniors playing their final game here. At least they'll celebrate. They're playing their final game. They have one more game coming up at home here on Saturday. And the seniors on the squad this year are Jessica Alder, Alicia Wood, who we talked about, who was 6 of 8 from three-point land the other night down in Burley in that win over last week. Also celebrating their senior night tonight is Bethany Dow and Liz Linhart. Nice to have Liz back with us in the starting lineup tonight. And she may not play much tonight, but tonight's game is not the important game. Having her around later on in the games against Minico and potential postseason games, while she continues to recover from that concussion that she had. At least she's been cleared enough to where she can start and play a few minutes here tonight, and could try to get her back in shape to where she can be back in part of the team again, potentially headed into at least what will be a postseason run coming up here for the Lady Indians from Preston. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Advantage Plus, where they have what you need for all of your financial needs, whether it's mobile banking, free rewards banking, auto, or even an RV loan. Advantage Plus has what you need. They have 60 years of tradition. Advantage Plus is here to serve you with the services you need and want. Stop by today and find out for yourself. They're at 311 South Highway 91 right here in Preston. That's Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union, member NCUA, equal housing lender. Take a time out. We'll come back, starting lineups and the opening tap for tonight's game. They're all coming up right after this. on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Last play of the game, folks.
And the snap. Drops back. Whoa, changes mind. Down the sideline. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Casasa! Unbelievable! Did you see that? Casasa!
Not to be a buzzkill, but what's Casasa? We're glad you asked that. Casasa. It's a catchy word for earning cash. Free Casasa checking rewards you in cash each month.
Ask for free Casasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCU.
When it comes to major surgery, think small. Small town, that is. At Franklin County Medical Center, the surgical capabilities are anything but small. Partnered with the top surgeons and specialists in the region to provide advanced care to those living in southeastern Idaho. Whether it's cataract surgery, women's surgery, gallbladder removal, trauma, even a full hip or knee replacement, they have you covered. And now, they're among the few hospitals in southeastern Idaho able to remove kidney stones. See just how big the surgical capabilities really are. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
If you're in the empty nester stage of life, preparing for retirement, or considering downsizing, let me suggest you consider Blue Sage Park as your new home.
This all-new community for over 55 active adults is now under construction by Ralph's Construction, the builders of many fine custom homes in Franklin County. That same quality is going into the new homes at Blue Sage Park.
Choose from 3 plans, each with over 1,400 square feet of living space on one level with a 2 or 3 car garage, 2 bedrooms, and lots of special features. These beautiful new 2-bedroom homes include large marble showers, vaulted ceilings, gas fireplaces, a park and green space for family fun, and large closets with custom organizers. Larry and Cody Ralphs are building this community for the over 55 age group with no steps, no maintenance, and a beautiful home that you own.
The first model is nearing completion, and you'll soon be able to see it for yourself. Blue Sage Park, now being built for your future at 3rd East and 3rd North in Preston.
This is Preston Indians basketball. All the excitement of the best basketball action in Idaho is just ahead. Tonight's game is brought to you by Lewiston State Bank, Franklin County Medical Center, My Local Radio, West Motors, Stokes Market True Value, S&T Electric, Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union, Idaho Salvage, Webb Funeral Home, Ron Keller Tire, Valley Implement, and Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Tonight's game is a presentation of Preston Broadcasting LLC and is intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any use of the descriptions or accounts of this game without the express written consent of Preston Broadcasting LLC is strictly prohibited. Or accounts of this game without Live from Preston High School, this is Preston Indians basketball. As tonight the Lady Indians take the floor with a record of 12-6, 7-3 in conference play as they play host to the Lady Indians from Pocatello with a record of 4-12, and they are 10-2 in conference play this year. Hi everybody, it's Dan Hubbard. Glad to have you with us here tonight. As tonight the Preston Indians continue to play out down the stretch, including tonight's game. There's 3 games left on the season, as the starters for the Pocatello Indians being announced onto the floor. We'll give you their names coming up here in just a second. As the starters for Pocatello, the number 4, Addie Spillett, a junior. Maddie Wilkes, a junior, will start tonight as well, along with Megan Rowe, a starter tonight as well for the Lady Indians from Pocatello. And also Destiny Harris, who did not play in the game down or a game over in Pocatello when the two teams met back in December because of injury. She is in the starting lineup tonight. Jessica Alder will start here on senior night. Alicia Wood will start tonight as well. Alder is a 5'9 senior. Wood is a 5'5 senior. Also getting a start tonight at the point guard, Addie Mosier, a 5'5 sophomore. Bethany Dow in the middle, a 6'1 senior, averaging 17 points a game. As Liz Linhart comes back, she'll get a start tonight for the Lady Indians. Not sure how much she'll play, as she's still kind of recovering from that concussion that she had a couple of weeks ago, and she has missed the last 3 games overall, but she'll get a little bit of playing time tonight as she'll start. As you heard Coach Kimber Hall in our pregame visit with him, he wasn't sure how much she was going to play tonight either as we get ready to head into tonight's game. So Pocatello and Preston, a little bit of a rivalry and just kind of a little border war, I guess you could call it, since they are the 2 closest teams to each other, even though they are about an hour apart. And they like to have at each other no matter what the sport, even girls basketball. We'll see what happens here tonight. So Dow jumps against Destiny Harris as it's controlled by Pocatello, and they bring it up into the front court. As Spillett handles it out top, brings it over here on the left side as she gives it over to Murdoch. Back out top, they'll swing it over the right side. Good ball movement here early on by Pocatello, as the ball back over to Abigail Pearson, a senior starting tonight. As from along the baseline, a little 5-foot jumper by Abby Wilkes, and it gives the Pocatello Indians a early 2-0 lead on the basket by Maddie Wilkes. Mosier driving, uses the glass, lays it up and in. Addie Mosier. For Preston, they've won 5 out of the last 6. The only loss during that time was a tough loss against Century a week ago. 2-2 tie here early on, about a minute into the game. Pearson drives in the paint, loses control, comes back out to Spillett. Right side, now she'll give it up, back up top. Murdoch, now back to Spillett. She gives it over to Pearson, back out top. Try to get it to Davis. She immediately brings it out on the left wing, and they'll move it back out. This is a completely different team with Davis on the floor that they didn't have her back in December, some 6 or 7 weeks ago when these two teams met down in Pocatello. Davis tries to drive baseline, can't go there. Gives it off. 3-point attempt here is by Murdoch. That's no good. And the rebound is off to Liz Linhart up into the front court. They get it to Wood. Wood, who made 6 out of 8 3-point shots in that game against Burley last week. In the corner, it goes to Alder. Tries to dribble out, gives it back to Wood. Back out top, in the post it goes to Dow. Nice little drop step move, laid up and in. They came to collapse on her. They double teamed her, and she drop stepped right out of the double team and turned it into a hoop. 4-2, Preston on top. Skip pass is going to be intercepted by Jessica Alder. They try to get it to Murdoch. Alder drives all the way off the glasses, up and in. Yeah, I've seen it happen so many times, but on senior night, the seniors just seem so inspired. They play big games. And so far, that has happened between Dow and Alder as the Indians lead by a score of 6-2. Murdoch Swings it over to Spillett. Her three-pointer is no good. Davis with a nice clear out underneath. Able to put it right back up and in. Destiny Harris, I should say, gets her first 2 points of the game as they get it to Mosier up into the front court. Addie almost had it stripped away from behind. Gives it off to Wood. Holds it up over her head. Comes to Dow with the left elbow. She has it poked away from behind. Able to get it back while she's on her knees in the paint. All kinds of bodies flaying for the ball. Dow ends up with it on the left side of the key at the block. Tries to make a move, and she's going to be fouled by Harris. First foul of the game goes against the Pocatello Indians, against Destiny Harris. As Bethany Dow's going to go to the line to shoot 2 here early on. Bethany, a 56% free throw shooter. She was 5 of 10 in that game from the line against Burley last week, and she makes her first one here. She has been such a force, and Liz Linhart's going to come out as Cassie Pugmire comes in. She's been such a force for the Preston Indians this year, for Bethany. 7 times she has posted games of 20 points or more. She makes both of her free throws here and has 4 points in the game. And the double-double she had against Burley was her 9th of the year, as the shot was no good. And flying through to try to get the rebound was Addie Spillett. And she ends up taking her momentum, took her and the ball out of bounds. 8-4, Preston on top. 4:40 to play here in the first quarter. Wood gives it to Dow on the right side. Finds herself in traffic and then tries to go up, and that's going to be another foul against Harris. Nope, they're not going to call it. They're going to call it against Maddie Wilkes this time. They double-teamed her. Could have gone on either of them. And they called the foul on Maddie Wilkes. That's her first and the team's second. And Bethany Dow back to the free throw line again to shoot 2 more free throws. First one rattles around and it's no good. We mentioned she had another double-double in the game against Burley. She finished with 14 points, 12 rebounds, and blocked 4 shots just for good measure. She missed both free throws here after making 2 just a moment ago. So it stays 8-4, 4:30 to play here in quarter number 1. Back out top to Spillett. Spillett comes around Mosier. She'll give it off there to Pearson. Pearson goes back to Murdoch over on the right side, who brings it back out top again. Alder comes out to guard Murdoch this time. She's driving all the way, flings it high off the glass. Rebound inside to Harris is blocked by Dow. And the rebound comes off and it's picked up by Pugmire. Cassie will give it off. She gives it off to Mosier up into the front court. 3-pointer by Woods, no good. Long rebound is over the head of Bethany Dow and out of her reach, where she not able to reel it in as Pearson brings it up into the front court to Harris. She looks at a 3. That's an air ball as the rebound goes off of Maddie Wilkes and out of bounds. And we get some replacements here as Shayla Davis is going to come in, replacing Destiny Harris, who will go to the bench. The rebound pass comes to Pearson. Her shot is no good. And it's going to go off of Pocatello again and go out of bounds. So again, the ball will remain with Preston, rather, as they'll bring the ball back in backcourt. Woods brings it across the timeline, being checked there by Spillett. Mosier comes to get the ball as Pocatello kind of turns up the defensive pressure here a little bit. Holding the ball up above her head is Alder to Dow. Puts the ball on the floor, drives off the glass, put it up and in. Bethany's got 6 here in the first quarter, and it's a 10-4 Preston lead. Driving, Spillett kicks it off to Pearson. Her shot no good. Mosier grabs it out of midair. She'll push the ball back up into the front court, get it ahead to Woods. Woods again down low to Dow. Dow turns right. Her shot no good. Battles for her own rebound, can't corral it as it's picked up by Spillett, who dribbles the ball quickly back up into the front court, and a foul is going to go against Mosier. Addie Mosier draws her first foul. As going to the line, it will be Addie Spillett. She will shoot 2 free throws here for the Pocatello Indians here tonight. First one is good. She steps back up, and she'll try the second one here, as that one's no good, and Dow has the rebound. So it's 10-5 here, 2:45 left in quarter number 1. Gives it to Dow. Dow wants to drive, gets down to the right block. It was high up off the rim. That's no good. Pugmire tried to get the rebound, was not able to. Spillett has it in the backcourt for Pocatello, brings it back across the timeline. 2.5 to play here in the first quarter. As it goes over to Pearson on the right side. She drives down the middle, and she's fouled, and she's going to go to the line and shoot more free throws. Foul here. It's going to go against Addie Mosier. It's quickly 2 on her. And see if Coach Hall is going to go to the bench here and get Mosier out of there here early on with 2 quick fouls. Pearson's first free throw is in. He does indeed go to the bench. Sage Meek comes in as Mosier goes to the bench. Second free throw by Pearson is good as well. She has her first 2 points of the game and cuts the lead down to 3. It's 10-7 here in the first quarter. Mosier, I should say Wood, dribbling against full court pressure in the backcourt, gets it across the timeline, gives it off to Meek. Meek gets it into the post to Dow. Skip it back over to Wood. Looks at a 3, doesn't take it. Now she gets it back from Pugmire. Now she'll shoot the 3. Good. I don't think Coach had to yell at her to shoot that time, like he talked about in the pregame show, telling us that all the shots she took down in Burley, he had to give her encouragement to shoot, as Spillett adds a 3-pointer of her own. That makes it 13-10, still a 3-point game as they get it to Pugmire up into the front court. Pugmire goes back to Wood. Wood looks inside to Dow on the right block. Bethany gets it down there. They double team her. She goes up anyway. She's fouled. And guess what? 2 more free throws coming up here for Bethany Dow. It's going to be free throws 5 and 6 coming up for Bethany as Addie Spillett called for the foul. Her first, 3rd on the team here with 1:28 to play in quarter number 1 as Dow goes back to the free throw line. First one is good. Bethany missed the second, so she's made 3 of 6 so far tonight. As the rebound finally able to be controlled by Pocatello, quickly up into the front court. They get it down low as it goes to Davis. Davis lost the ball before she could go up with it as it comes to Ray just into the game, number 21 in blue. Pearson tried to put the ball on the floor, lost it, and had to go back and get it, and now she's going to be fouled. A little bit of a push on Jessica Alder. That's going to be 1 on Jessica, her first, and the team's 3rd. So team fouls even now at 3 apiece on the 2 teams. Ball belongs baseline underneath their own basket to Pocatello. As they get it in, the ball comes into Pearson. Pearson will give it off as it's now back out top of the key as it comes to Sophia Ray. Gives it off as it now back to Pearson again. Back to Spillett, and Spillett nails her second 3-pointer here in the first quarter, and we're back to within 1 point at 14-13 with 45 seconds to play here in the first. Dow turning in the paint over Ray. Left-handed is no good, and Ray has the rebound. She'll give it off to Spillett, quickly back up into the front 47 feet. To Pearson, back to Spillett, now back to Pearson. Clock will run as they look for the last shot of the quarter. It's down to 20 seconds to play here in the first. Spillett back with it, now back across top of the key. Clock down to 13. She goes to Pearson, who drives, pulls up for about a 14-footer, high arcing off, no good, and the rebound put back up by Ray, who's fouled, and she'll go to the line with just 7 seconds left in the quarter, as the foul is going to be against Cassie Pugmire. That's her first. 4 on the team, and Stephanie Ray is going to go to the line, and she'll line up for 2 free throws here as well. First one is good. That ties the game at 14. Maddie Wilkes back into the game. as Addie Spillett will go to the bench for a few extra seconds of rest before the quarter break. Ray misses the second, stays tied at 14. Quickly up into the front court. Woods with 3, with 2. Back to Dow, lay it up and in. Bethany runs the court well and gets the layup and gives her team a 2-point lead as we head to the first quarter intermission. We're done with one. Back with second quarter action after this on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need. Quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Do you like earning interest on your money? If so, Lewiston State Bank has the account for you. This is Shelley Austin, and I'm here to tell you about our MyRate checking account. It is a free checking account that can earn a high rate of interest on the first $25,000. The rate is even higher than that of most savings accounts. So stop by and visit me at our Tree Mountain branch, or go to our website at ls-bank.com and ask us how you can qualify for this high interest rate on your checking account. Lewiston State Bank, a division of People's Intermountain Bank, member FDIC.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need. Quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Do you like earning interest on your money? If so, Lewiston State Bank has the account for you. This is Shelley Austin, and I'm here to tell you about our MyRate checking account. It is a free checking account that can earn a high rate of interest on the first $25,000. The rate is even higher than that of most savings accounts. So stop by and visit me at our Tree Mountain branch, or go to our website at ls-bank.com and ask us how you can qualify for this high interest rate on your checking account. Lewiston State Bank, a division of People's Intermountain Bank, member FDIC.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need. Quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch.
Taken away by Pocatello as Alder knocks it away from behind as it goes back to Wood. Now back to Alder, back up at the front court. 2-point game, 16-14. Back to Mosier. Wants to drive. Now she'll kick it back to Alicia Wood. Wood gives it off to Pugmire on a little 3-man weave play out top. Back to Mosier. Now back to Wood in the corner. Looks at a 3 from the left corner. Good again. See why they want her to shoot? You heard Coach Hall on the pregame show. She had an aunt that was a great outside shooter when she played at the University of Utah. Participated in an amateur 3-point shooting contest at one point as Pearson had the ball knocked away by Dow, went off of Pugmire and out of bounds. It'll stay with Pocatello underneath their own basket. As Spillett has it back out top to Harris. Harris turns, gives it off to Murdoch. Now back out top to Spillett again. As Wood has on the long rebound. Inside, her pass, they try to get it inside to Mosier. That was intercepted by Pearson. Pearson now brings it back up into the front court. Sage Meek comes in to report. She'll be back in at the next dead ball for Preston. as it comes to Spillett. Spillett, her pass was too high for Harris, off her hands. It goes to Dow, front of lead pass to Wood, and she missed the layup. And then the ball off of Preston and out of bounds as it goes back over. As it goes back over again, back to Pocatello. Sheila Davis comes back in. Maddie Wilkes will head to the bench this time. No pressure put on by the Indians as the Pocatello Indians will bring it up into the front court without any pressure defensively. Spillett walks it across the timeline as she gives it off to Pearson over on the right side. Back on top to Spillett. Now back to Pearson again. Pearson wants to drive, gives it to Murdoch. Back to Spillett. Free throw line extended left. As three-pointer put up over there. That's no good. Rebound comes off to Dow. She gives it to Meek. Quickly heading the front court. It goes to Alder. Alder tried to get it back to Meek, but the hustling Addie Spillett intercepted the pass on the way back down the floor. They get it ahead to Dow. Blocked by Pugmire and out of bounds. Nope, they're going to call a foul on Pugmire. So the foul's going to go against Passy Pugmire. That's her second. That's the team's fifth here in the half as well, as Abigail Pearson at the line. She made her first two tonight. She buries the first one here. She's 3 out of 3. As Sydney Marlowe comes in, and that's going to send Cassie Pugmire to the bench with her 2 fouls. Pearson makes them both again. She has 4 points in the game, all from the free throw line. And it's a 3-point lead again for Preston. Whoops, a little reach in. Wow. Spillett was ready to go pick up the ball and go the other way. She thought she'd pick the pocket clean of Addie Mosier, but the officials said no. And that's going to be 2 on Spillett. 4 on Pocatello as a team. Mosier has it. Gives it back to Marlowe. Drives in the paint to Bethany Dow. Dow, nice move, goes around Harris, left-hand layup, it's good. She went around Harris like she was nailed to the floor, and Addie has 11 here in the first half. Spillett, straight away. Over on the right side, back to Pearson. Pearson drives in the paint, whoops, lost it, but she tapped it out of midair, back to Spillett, and a blocking foul is going to go on Meek. So Sage Meek picks up the foul. That's her first. That's 6 on Preston as a team, so they're out of fouls for the remaining 4 minutes of the first half. Pocatello bringing it in from underneath the basket. Whoops. Dow went up too quickly, but able to recover and block the shot of Davis. Ahead into the front court to Wood. Wood goes back to Dow. She hustles up the floor, tries to save it on the floor, threw it away. Back to Spillett for Pocatello. Back up into the front court. Into the left corner. The shot there by Pearson is no good. Again, they wrestle forward inside, and they're going to call a foul or a tied-up ball. Nope, they're going to call it a foul. So it'll be 1-1 coming up here for Pocatello. Foul's going to go against Sydney Marlowe. That's her first, and 17 fouls now against Preston as the team. And Shayla Davis will go to the line to shoot 1-1. Try to get her team just a bit closer, and the first one is good. Davis to shoot the second. That's no good, as the rebound is off of Marlowe and is going to stay with the Indians, with the Preston Indians. As I was going to say, it was poked out of bounds by Harris. And a timeout on the floor called by Pocatello. So we'll take a timeout here as well. Back right after this on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. Welcome you back. 3:45 left here in the second quarter. Tonight's game brought to you in part by West Motor Company. They're the place to go when you're in the market for a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Dodge truck. Why? Simple. That's because they make you feel like it's home sweet home. They'll give you the best deal they possibly can. If you call Cache Valley Home, stop by West Motor Company today and welcome home. Ball belongs to Preston back in the backcourt. They lead by 4, 21-17 here, as the pass will nearly intercepted, but Bethany Dow uses her height to take the ball away, and the layup rolls off the front lip of the rim. Taken away by Pocatello as they get it back up into the front court. Spillett holds up 3 fingers, goes over on the right side as it goes to Pearson. Pearson comes back on the near side, back to Murdoch. Now back to Pearson down in the corner. Wilkes waits for it there. Now back to Spillett at the top of the key. Back to Pearson on the right side. Crosses over on Alder. Looks and runs right in front of Bethany Dow. And Dow makes her alter her shot to the point where she throws up an air ball. Quickly back up into the front court. Mosier tries to get it off to Marlowe, but it's off her shin, and it's going to kick out of bounds. 2:59 left here in the first half. Addie Mosier is going to come back in as Sage Meek will head back to the bench. Preston up by 4, 21-17. Murdoch to Pearson. They give it off now back to Wilkes. Maddie drills it back across the top of the key, gives it back to Spillett. Spillett wants to drive. She'll give it back off to Murdoch again. She's cut off again by Sydney Marlowe with good defense. Back to Spillett, where they can't penetrate that 2-3 zone that Preston has. Down low, shot blocked from behind by Dow and a foul by Dow. That's her first, 8th on the team. And that's going to mean free throws again for Shaylee Davis. They call it a shooting foul, so she'll shoot 2 here, and the first one is good. Reminder that coming up on Saturday, the ladies will be back in action here at Preston Gym. They'll be playing at 2:30 Saturday afternoon, as the second one is no good. Now has the rebound. Wood River will be here. I invite you to come and join us. 2:30 tip on Saturday for the Lady Indians against the Lady Wolverines. Wood into the front court. Comes back to Mosier. Now back to Wood again. 2:05 to play in the half. Alder to Marlowe. Whoop, tried to give it back to Wood. Threw her over her head and out of bounds. Hoping to say it was deflected. So Preston will keep the ball as Woods very alertly let it go. Destiny Harris back into the game, has only 2 points so far here in the first half. 2:01 to play, and Preston will bring the ball back in. Wood. As coming over to get his Mosier. Mosier lobs it inside to Dow, off the glass, rattles around, comes out. Good job by Bethany to get the shot off as she was triple teamed. Spillett back up into the front court as that goes to Wilkes, and she able to get that shot off and get it in. She has 4 points here in the first quarter, and all of a sudden it's a 1-point game again at 21-20. Minute and a half to play here in the first half. Goes back to Dow. Bethany drives, runs into Harris. They don't call a foul, but they're going to say the ball is going to stay with Preston as called off of Harris and out of bounds. Woods brings it in from under her own basket. Gets it into Mosier, who'll bring it back out to the top of the key. Back in the corner, it goes to Woods. Another three-pointer is no good. As Alder down low gets the rebound, puts it back in, and she's fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line. Maddie Wilkes draws the foul. That's going to be her second. As Alder's going to go to the free throw line to try to complete the three-point play. One of the better free throw shooters on the club, a 76%er for the year. Shot is a little flat, bounces off. as Spillett gets it up, back up into the front court, back to Pearson. Pearson wanted to go to Harris, couldn't over in the left corner. So now Harris comes to meet the ball at the right elbow, turns, wants to drive, tries to split Dow and Marlowe, and someone's going to get the foul. It'll be Marlowe. Sydney Marlowe draws her second foul. That's 9 on the team. And again, Harris going to go to the line, and she will shoot 2 as well. So the senior Destiny Harris at the line, the first of 2, short. Harris is second. And she makes that one. We get a couple of subs in. Cassie Pugmire is going to come back in for Preston. And Aaliyah Murdoch comes back in for the Pocatello Indians. So it's a 2-point game in the final minute here in the first half. Woods brings the ball across the timeline with 50 seconds to play. Back to Pugmire at the right elbow, doesn't take the shot, gives it to Mosier, back to Wood in the corner. She'll dribble the ball back out top again. Holds, gives it back to Mosier, now back to Wood. 35 seconds to play in the half. Alicia holds it up over her head, now puts the ball back to the dribble with 28 seconds on the clock. Dow comes out to the left elbow to meet the pass, and Harris will reach in and knock the ball away, but they're going to charge her with a foul. They called that a tie-up, not a foul. That was an awful quick tie-up. Wow. She had one hand on top of the ball, and they called that a good enough tie-up. As 20 seconds to play, Preston keeps possession of the ball. Mosier wants to drive. Comes around Dow, gives it back out top to Woods. 13 on the clock. Alicia holds. In the corner it goes to Pugmire. Now Pugmire will be fouled, and she'll get 1 and 1. Foul here is going to go on Sophia Ray. That's her first. Just 6 on the team now, so the ball's still out of bounds to Preston with 8 seconds to go in the half. Mosier gets it into Wood. Wood throws it to nobody. To Pearson, able to pick it off. Driving, throws it up off the glass. No foul, no nothing, as they call the ball out of bounds. Back over to Preston with 1 second to play here in the half. See if somebody can match the long shot of Luke Smaley last night as they throw it right out of bounds. Mosier tried to get it to Woods and threw it too far out in front of her. As the ball's going to go back over to Pocatello, and it'll be their ball underneath the basket because the ball went out of bounds without anybody touching it. Absolutely. Maddie Wilkes finally figures out what's going on, and she jumps out of bounds to bring the ball in. They have 1 second to get a shot off. As they get it in, for getting a shot off in time, but no good, was Abigail Pearson. And that's the way the first half ends. Preston with a 2-point lead as we go to the break. 23-21 after the first half. We'll talk about it when we come back after this on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
In addition to local information and the best live coverage of local sports, you can stream music 24/7 at mylocalradio.com. Log on and choose the music you like best. Classic or modern country, indie, adult contemporary, or classic rock. Stream it live through your computer or cell phone. Listen to the music you want and don't miss the information you need. Like us on Facebook and visit mylocalradio.com today. Since 1958, when the farmers of Franklin County rolled equipment into the fields for harvest, most of them were rolling on Ron Keller tires, because Keller Tire has the right tires for tractors, combines, swathers, bale wagons, and the trucks that haul hay and grain to market or storage facilities. To keep that equipment rolling during the busy harvest season, Ron Keller Tire also has a fleet of service trucks that make repairs in-field to minimize downtime. Best wishes for a safe and productive harvest from Ron Keller Tires in Preston and North Logan.
In business for almost 70 years, Valley Implement has been serving customers with integrity, personalized service, and accountability for generations. Their mission is to contribute to agriculture and the agricultural way of life. When it comes to irrigation, equipment, attachments, parts and service, and precision farming, Valley Implement in Preston is here to work for you. Visit them today, 213 West 8th North, Preston. Valley Implement, all things agriculture.
Do you like earning interest on your money? If so, Lewiston State Bank has the account for you. This is Shelley Austin, and I'm here to tell you about our MyRate checking account. It is a free checking account that can earn a high rate of interest on the first $25,000. The rate is even higher than that of most savings accounts. So stop by and visit me at our Tremonton branch, or go to our website at ls-bank.com and ask us how you can qualify for this high interest rate on your checking account. Lewiston State Bank, a division of People's Intermountain Bank, member FDIC.
When you see that big green dinosaur, whether at your favorite gas station or convenience store on the side of a delivery truck, you know quality Sinclair products are available there from Hall Oil Company. Hall Oil is a family-owned and operated business that's been serving folks in Cache Valley since 1947. They're your local fuel and oil broker with a low-price guarantee. Another guarantee that's been really important this winter is that when you fill your fuel tanks with premium winter diesel fuel from Hall Oil, it's guaranteed not to gel, even when the temperature drops below zero. It's the no-gel guarantee from Hall Oil Company.
We're not your ordinary grocery store at Stokes Market and True Value in Preston. We see every customer as a friend and a neighbor. Stokes Market and True Value offers a clean, bright, and modern store with the freshest meats, produce, and bakery. In many ways, we're still old-fashioned. We still bake from scratch, and our bakery items are made in store. You'll never see meat with an ingredient list because our meats are all natural and cut in store. Stop in today. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston.
We welcome you back here at halftime. Preston Indians leading by 2, 23-21 after the first half. The Indian team that played different from the way they did back in December tonight was the Pocatello Indians. They are played differently with Destiny Harris on the floor. They didn't have her because of injury back 6 weeks ago, but they are playing differently with her tonight, although they only have 2 points so far here tonight. It's Addie Spillett who has really made the difference shooting-wise for Pocatello. She has 7 points so far here in the first half. For Preston, they've run people in and out, although Bethany Dow has had a pretty good first half. Other than that, there hasn't been much around her to help her, although Alicia Woods has hit a couple of three-pointers in the first half here tonight as well. Tonight's game brought to you by Franklin County Medical Center. At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back on your feet, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medical and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you a treatment plan designed to get you back on your feet, so call them today. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence meet. Taking time out, we'll come back, look at the scores from the first half right after this on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
So I'm a typical banking customer.
And I'm a nearby ATM.
And I'm taking $20 out of my account.
And I'll process that 20 and take back $4.
Why do machines designed to give us money end up taking it right back? Introducing Kasasa, the free account that pays refunds on ATM fees and a lot more. To find a free Kasasa checking account near you, search Kasasa.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union, federally insured by the NCUA.
If you're doing some cleanup work around the yard, the house, the garage, or the farm, remember, you can turn scrap metal into cash. when you take that metal to Idaho Salvage and Metal in Preston. They pay top dollar for aluminum cans, aluminum window and door frames, brass and steel. They take junk cars and trucks, farm equipment, and industrial gear. So rather than taking that stuff to the landfill, park it on the scales at Idaho Salvage and Metal on West Oneida in Preston.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric in Preston, Idaho. It's what we do.
We're at halftime. Preston leads Pocatello by 2 tonight, 23-21. Scoring-wise in the first half, first for the Lady Indians from Pocatello, it was Addie Spillett with 7 points in the first half. She made 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. Maddie Wilkes had 4. Abigail Pearson with 4. And Destiny Harris had 2 in the first half. Overall, Pocatello was 9 of 14 from the free throw line in the first half of tonight's game. For Preston, Jessica Alder had 4. It was Addie Mosier with 6 on a pair of three-point baskets. Addie Mosier with 2 early on. Bethany Dow has 11. And the Preston Indians were 5 of 8 from three-point country in the first half. Tonight's game brought to you in part by S&T Electric. When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter, the guys at S&T Electric, should be your go-to crew, whether it's new construction or repair work, service, or new installation. They know how to do your electrical service and get it done right. S&T Electric, it's what they do. Second half coming up next. Stay with us on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Behind every project is a True Value. At Stokes Market and True Value in Preston, whether you need hardware, dog food, tools, batteries, plumbing supplies, paint, or cleaning products, you'll find them all. Plus a whole lot more at Stokes Market and True Value. With a large inventory, you'll find all the big name brands you trust and low prices every time you visit. So whether you're just starting or you're in the middle of a project, stop in today and visit our friendly, knowledgeable staff. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston. When it comes to major surgery, think small. Small town, that is. At Franklin County Medical Center, the surgical capabilities are anything but small. Partnered with the top surgeons and specialists in the region to provide advanced care to those living in southeastern Idaho. Whether it's cataract surgery, women's surgery, gallbladder removal, trauma, even a full hip or knee replacement, they have you covered. And now they're among the few hospitals in southeastern Idaho able to remove kidney stones. See just how big the surgical capabilities really are. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric. It's what we do.
Do you remember last spring when runoff water was flooding fields and borrow pits because of plugged, collapsed, or non-existent culverts? Well, now is the time to get new culverts installed, and Valley Implement and Irrigation has the culverts you need. They buy them by the semi-load, and they have poly pipes and culverts in the diameter and length that will get that water running where it needs to go in the spring. Remember, too, that Valley Implement has a great selection of used tractors and farm equipment at prices that work for your operation. See Valley Implement and Irrigation in Preston, Logan, or Grays.
Get ready to start the second half here tonight. Preston up by a deuce, 23-21. Remind you that coming up tomorrow night at 7:30, we will be in Jerome as the Jerome Tigers will be facing the boys Indians, the boys team, back in action tomorrow night. If you missed last night's 4-overtime classic against Minico, you should have been here. Boy, what a game it was. We'll tell you how you can still watch that game coming up here in just a second. As ball belongs to Pocatello to start the second half. Comes to Wilkes. In the corner, it goes to Pearson. Doesn't take the shot, dribbles it back out. Back out top to Wilkes. Now back to Spillett. Murdoch to Harris from the left elbow is good. She only had 2 in the first half and scores here. It gives her 4 and ties the game at 23. We told you that Pocatello is a much different team with Harris playing than when she wasn't 6 weeks ago. Dow turns in the paint. Shot no good. She's missed 3 or 4 from that little short range. As the ball comes off to Spillett, pushes it back up into the front court as it comes back to Pearson. Pearson swings it over to Murdoch on the left side. Murdoch inside again to Harris. Turns at the left elbow. That's no good. Wood, who goes to get the rebound, gives it off to Addie Moser. Moser will push the ball up into the front court. Moser driving as coming around, gets it back down on the blocks to Alder. Alder's triple team. They'll work it again back to Woods. Woods again will go back to Alder as she's triple teamed again. This time he'll flip the ball up off the glass and in. Gives her 6, and Preston back out to a 2-point lead again at 25-23. Spillett over on the left side. It goes to Pearson. She drives, air ball from about 6 feet away. Alder has the rebound, quickly back up in the front court, back to Woods. Woods looks inside, can't get it to Dow as they close in on her. Back to Alder for 3 is good. Jessica Alder buries the 3. She has 9 and a 5-point lead here in the early stages. Third quarter for the Preston Indians at 28-23. Back to Murdoch. Murdoch to Spillett. Gives it off to Pearson. They'll work it all the way back around. Back to Spillett again. She answers the 3 of Alder with one of her own. She's in double digits as she has 10 for the night. 2-point lead for Preston at 28-26. Mosier. And that's going to be an offensive foul. She cleared out with her left arm. If you want to watch last night's classic against Minico for the boys team, go to our website, mylocalradio.com. When you get to the main homepage, scroll across the top on the red bar where you get the sports. Click on that. A drop-down menu will come up. Select Indians, and there you'll find a link to the game of Minico against Preston. You'll enjoy it. It's about 2.5 hours long to watch the entire game and all 4 overtime periods. As they try to get it inside to Dow, Woods' pass is intercepted, and here comes Preston back up into the front court again. Spillett gives it off over here on the right side. Another go all the way back around to Murdoch. A 3 from the left side. That's no good. Alder has the rebound. Just barely grazes the rim on the way through as Alder will bring the ball up into the front court. Little stutter step, drives all the way off the glass. Dow has the rebound, put it back up and in. Bethany's got 13. And a 4-point lead again for Preston as we approach the midway point of quarter number 3 that's gone very quickly because there's only been 1 whistle so far here in the quarter. Pearson drives down the paint, gets it around Dow. Her shot's no good. Oh, look out. As going down is Shayla Davis as she goes down in the paint, reaching for, I don't know if it's knee or ankle, as she just kind of collapsed. When she came down back onto the floor, the trainer comes out to look at her. And while the trainer does look at her, remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by Stokes Market, True Value. And they're not an ordinary grocery store here in Preston. That's because they see every customer as a friend and a neighbor. Stokes Market True Value offers a clean, bright, and modern store with the freshest meats, produce and bakery items as well. Remember, you can stop by and check for yourself at 217 South State Street in Preston. They help Davis from the floor. Boy, it looks like she can't really put that much weight on that left leg, as the trainer will continue to look at her over here as they get her over here to the bench. Ball will stay with Pocatello underneath their own basket with 4:31 to play here in the third. They get it into Harris. Harris back to Spillett. She drives baseline. Back to Harris. Bank shot from 8. No good. Dow has the rebound. Harris came around and knocked it out of her hands. But it's going to stay with Preston as the ball goes out of bounds. So they get it to Woods. Woods brings the ball back across the timeline. She'll hand it to Addie Moser. Mosier drives, a little stutter step, finds herself in the paint. Back to Woods, looks at a three, doesn't take it as they closed in on her quickly. Alder in the left corner. She drives, loses it as she comes across the key, and it's going to be picked up there by Aaliyah Murdoch. And she'll hand it off to Spillett, who brings the ball back up into the front court. Under 4 minutes to play here in the third. Back to Murdoch, back out top to Pearson. Spillett goes around a couple of players. She gives it off to Harris. Hangs in the paint from about 9 feet. That's no good. And the ball's going to land off of Alder and out of bounds. It's going to stay with Pocatello underneath their own basket. 4-point lead for Preston, 30-26. As a shot no good, put up by Wilkes. Quick break, 1-on-3. Woods coming down, gets it to Dow. There's Bethany, left-hand layup, good again. Good run out by Alicia Wood, and very alertly finds Bethany Dow, who now has 15 in the game. Swinging around, Spillett. Give it off to Murdoch. Now back to Spillett, back over in the hands of Pearson on the left side. A three-pointer from there is good. Pearson's hit a couple of threes tonight. She has 7 points in the game. As Wood will drive again all the way. Kick it back to Pugmire. She has looked at a three. Good. Cassie gets on the score sheet with her first made basket of the night, a three-pointer. Lead back out to 6 points again here for Preston, 35-29. 2:45 to play here in the quarter. Murdoch on the left side. She just hit a shot from a moment ago. Back to Pearson, driving in the paint around Dow. Can't get that to go down. And a whistle on the rebound against Pocatello. That's going to go against Abigail Pearson. That'll be her first. And just the first team foul of the second half against Pocatello. 2 on Preston. No pressure as the Indians bring the ball in from backcourt. Woods brings the ball back up across the timeline, crosses over a couple of times on Spillett, tries to go baseline to Alder. Alder again will come out and bring the ball back out top to Mosier. Now back to Pugmire in the corner. Goes back to Mosier. She drives baseline. Harris goes flying by, and Mosier able to hit the little short runner along the baseline and puts the lead back out to 8. 2:05 to play in the third quarter. 37-29. Preston back on top by 8 points. Spillett back to Pearson. Inside to Harris. Fumbled it, had to go back and get it. Now puts up a 14-footer. That's no good. Rebound off is to Dow. Quickly, here comes Mosier again. Ball tapped out of bounds. Hustling by Sophia Ray. Coming back on defense. Got a hand on the pass and tapped it out of bounds. As it'll stay with Preston underneath their own basket. They get it into Mosier. Back to Pugmire. Looks at the three, doesn't take it. Woods will from the left side. Good. Alicia has 3 threes tonight for her 9 points and a timeout. Timeout taken as it'll be a full timeout, so we'll squeeze one in here as well. Back with more after this on FM 105.5, My Local Radio, and AM 1340, KECH.
Institution for details.
So I'm a typical banking customer.
And I'm a nearby ATM.
And I'm taking $20 out of my account.
And I'll process that 20 and take back $4.
Why do machines designed to give us money end up taking it right back? Introducing Kasasa, the free account that pays refunds on ATM fees and a lot more. To find a free Kasasa checking account near you, search Kasasa.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Biggest lead of the game for Preston. They lead by 11. 40-29, I should say. 1:36 left in quarter number 3. Bethany Dow with 15 in the game. And Alicia Wood with 3 shots made from behind the arc has 9 points tonight as well. Ray from along the baseline. That's no good. Dow has the rebound. Harris bumps into her. No foul. Here comes Mosier, 3-on-3, back up into the front court. Gives it back to Wood on the left side. Skip pass, back out top as it comes to Alder. Holds the ball up top, up above her head. Gives it back to Wood. Comes around the screen set by Alder. Now back to Pugmire along the baseline. Couldn't handle the pass, and it's picked up there by Destiny Harris. 1 minute to play here in the quarter number 3. As Spillett brings it back up into the front court. She'll back the ball back out. Dribbles against the Mosier. Inside, nice pass. It goes to Murdoch. Her 14-footer is no good. Dow has the rebound. Up into the front court, it comes back to Woods. 47 seconds to play in the quarter, and a foul on Spillett. For Spillett, that'll be her third. Two on the team. Ball belongs baseline front court to Preston underneath their own basket. Maddie Wilkes is going to come back in. Spillett's going to come out with her 3 fouls. Now Wood will bring the ball in here for Preston. Looking, gets it back now near the timeline as it comes to Alder. Alder gives it off to Mosier. Mosier now back to Alder. Clock runs with 35 seconds left to go in the quarter. Back to Wood, now back to Mosier again. Looks like they're going to hold on to it, try to get the last shot. Back in the corner to Wood. Doesn't take the 3. Back out top to Mosier. Drives. Pugmire from the right corner for 3. That's no good. Dow taps once. Harris has the board. 20 seconds to play in the quarter. We're back up in the front court as it comes to Pearson. Pearson now runs the offense with Spillett on the bench. 12 seconds to play. She goes down the middle. Blocked by Dow. Taken away by Dow. As with 6-5 on the clock. 4. Ball up in the midcourt. Mosier. It goes back to Dow in the paint. Needs a bounce. Won't get it. It'll stay an 11-point Preston lead as we go to the fourth in the fourth quarter tonight, brought to you by Webb Funeral Home. We'll go to the fourth when we come back on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need. Quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
We'll go to the fourth quarter, sponsored by Webb Funeral Home. Preston leads 40-29 as we start the fourth. Dan Hubbard with you from Preston Gym. Glad to have you with us as Preston looks to keep their hopes for postseason alive with a win here tonight. Remember, they're back here on Saturday afternoon. 2:30 tip against Wood River. Meek back into the game, tries to get it inside to Dow. It's taken away by Spillett, controlled by Harris. Back to Spillett, quickly back up into the front court. In the right corner, he comes to Murdoch. Murdoch back out top to Spillett. Murdoch again comes back to Harris in the right corner. She wants to go baseline. She runs into Dow. Shot is high and well over the rim. It's an air ball controlled there by Pugmire. Gets it back to Woods. Ahead to Dow, running free in the open court. Left-hand layup is good for Bethany. Gives her 17 in the game. 42-29. 13-point lead now for the Indians. As Spillett brings it back up into the front court. Into the paint comes to Murdoch. Back outside. The three-pointer there is no good. Put up by Pearson. Pocatello gets the rebound. They get it back out top to Pearson again. 2-3 zone defense put on here by the Indians. The good strong defense make him shoot over the top. Harris in the right corner for 3. That's no good. Dow has another board. Quickly they get it out as it comes to Wood. 1-on-2. Alicia drives. That's no good. Rebound is off to Murdoch. It's a one-shot trip for the Indians as Pocatello comes back the other way. Pearson on the left side into the corner, stops there, terminates the dribble, now gives it back to Spillett. She shoots over the top of Dow. That's no good. Harris has the rebound, goes back up, puts it in. Destiny Harris with only 6 in the game, and the lead back to 11 for Preston here with 6 minutes to go in regulation. Fourth quarter, of course, brought to you as always by Webb Funeral Home. Pugmire to Alder, back to Pugmire. Looks at a three, doesn't take it. Should go back to Wood. Dow pops up to the right elbow to get the pass. Pass down low to Alder. Her shot tipped by Harris, controlled by Harris, taken away by Harris. Up into the front court. Here comes Spillett again. Spillett kicks it back. Two-pointer from the left side is no good. Dow has the rebound and a reach-in foul here against Destiny Harris. That's her second, team's third, as Destiny Harris is going to come out and go to the bench. As Pugmire took the ball away from her on the rebound, and Destiny did not exactly react in a positive manner. As Sage Meek back into the game for Preston, brings it over on the near side as it comes to Wood, to Pugmire, kick it back out, swing it all the way back around. Kylie Larson for 2. Kylie had 2 in the game the other night in Burley and has 2 here tonight. 44-31 on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard. 5:05 left here in regulation in the fourth quarter. Brought to you by Webb Funeral Home. Comes to Murdoch. To Spillett. Drives baseline. Look out as Kylie Larson comes over. Got a hand on the ball, but got a foul as well. That'll be her first. And 3 on the team here for the Preston Indians. And a timeout called here by Coach Kimber Hall. So we'll take a timeout here as well. Back after this on FM 105.5, AM 1340, mylocalradio.com.
Precision and accuracy, that's what the new Naveo robotic assistance system at Franklin County Medical Center provides you. Whether you're in need of revision, partial or total knee replacement, the new robotic assisted surgery technology at Franklin County Medical Center allow knee surgery candidates the comfort of knowing that their knee surgery will be performed with confidence, improving the function, feel, and longevity of your new knee. Learn more about the new robotics machine at fcmc.org. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence meet.
Addie Spillett at the free throw line for Pocatello. Her first one is no good. Not very many free throw shots so far here in the second half. The second one for Spillett. That was no good as well, and another rebound for Bethany Dow. Woods up into the front court. We go under 5 minutes to play in regulation here. As Spillett takes it away, 1-on-2. Her shot no good. Woods has the rebound, taps it over, gives it to Meek. Quickly ahead, it comes to Dow, ahead of everybody, lay it in. Bethany now with 19 in the game. Remember, she's already had 7 games of 20-plus points this year, and well on her way to another double-double here tonight. Spillett on the left side will come back out top as it comes to Pearson. Pearson back to Spillett, back to Pearson. Now back to Spillett on the left side, a three-pointer. That's no good. Dow taps it around, goes to Pugmire, comes off to Wood. Dow running the floor. Wood tried to get it to her, couldn't. As now Wood hangs on to it, needs somebody to come to the ball. And it's Larson who traveled. 4 minutes exactly to go in regulation here tonight. 46-31, a 15-point advantage here for the Preston Indians over the Pocatello Indians. Team fouls even at 3 here in the second half. Spillett will give it up, back up top, back to Abigail Pearson. Back to Spillett on the right side, free throw line extended. Now they'll swing it all the way back over to Murdoch on the left side. Back to Spillett. Tries to go around Larson. Cut off there. She'll give it back now to Pearson again. Pearson dribbles down the middle, and she's going to be fouled on the floor. So the ball will go out of bounds, and the foul's going to go against Sage Meek. That's her second, fourth on the Preston Indians as a team here in the half. As Spillett gets it into the corner, they'll work it all the way back around. Again, as Murdoch comes back to Spillett in the left corner. Back out top, back to Pearson. They're having a hard time penetrating that defense. That 2-3 zone put on here by Preston. Again, Spillett, as they work the ball completely around the perimeter, they tried to penetrate and they're not able to. Back to Murdoch. 3:05 to play. Spillett shoots over the top and hits the three-pointer. And a timeout called by Pocatello. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. We'll remind you that Webb Funeral Home is a proud sponsor of the fourth quarter of Preston Indians basketball. They've been assisting Franklin County residents in their time of need since 1925. When you need a professional and understanding care, stop by their modern full-service facility. You'll find it just off Highway 91 at the south end of Preston. Their doors are always open to answer your questions or deal with your concerns anytime. That's Webb Funeral Home, serving the community since 1925. Reminder, we'll have the game for you tomorrow night from Jerome. The boys back on the floor. 7:30 tip against the Jerome Tigers, exclusively on the internet at mylocalradio.com. And then on Saturday, we'll have another simulcast for you as the girls return here to Preston Gym as they'll take on the Wood River Wolverines. That's a 2:30 tip-off on Saturday. And that'll be on both the radio and on the internet, both at FM 105.5, AM 1340, and you can watch the video feed at mylocalradio.com. 3:05 to play. Preston up by a dozen, 46-34. Carrie Despain into the game for the first time as finally Pocatello shows full court pressure and they take the ball away, and then we have a backcourt violation against Pocatello. Spillett got the ball in the front court and then tried to make a move to get around Despain, and in doing so ran back into the backcourt again. Despain gets it into Larson. Larson stumbles in the right corner, and as she tried to get it to Bethany Dow, was knocked away by Maddie Wilkes and out of bounds to Preston. Jessica Alder back into the game. Kylie Larson's going to leave as she stumbled over there in the corner. Coach Hall gives her a little bit of a hug as she comes off, as just a hanging with him. Wood waiting, now gets it into Despain out near the timeline. Carey's going to drive right down the middle and got fouled on her way to the basket. You're going to call that a shooting foul? Foul's going to go on Spillett. That's her fourth. Fourth on the team. As Bethany Dow tries to sneak in to shoot the free throws. And I thought to myself, that's not right. And it wasn't. And the other officials caught it rather quickly. It's Carrie Despain who's going to go to the line to shoot two. Despain needs a bounce in the first one, and she gets it. Officially, Despain is 3 out of 3 for the year at the free throw line. So she makes the first one here. And now their second is going to be just a little short. That's her first miss of the year. 47-34. Preston up by 13. Harris with it in the corner. Drives baseline. Goes around Pugmire. Tries to bounce it along the baseline. Finally ends up in the hands of Pearson. Pearson will come back along the baseline, and that's going to go out of bounds and stay with Pocatello. Nice attempt by Cassie Pugmire to keep it on the floor, but nonetheless, it's still going to remain in the hands of the Pocatello Indians. Pocatello gets it in. Three-pointer by Murdoch. In, out. Dow has another rebound as she knocks Spillett out of the way. Alder back up into the front court. Gives it off to Despain. 2:15 to play here in the fourth. Woods spins. Can't penetrate, so she'll pull the ball back out. Fourth quarter, of course, sponsored by Webb Funeral Home. Back door. Nice pass to Pugmire. Lay it up and in. Alyssa Wood with a nice assist as she threw it to an open spot and led Pugmire perfectly. As Pocatello throws it away, taken away by Despain. Despain has it stolen from behind. As it goes back over, Spillette has it back up into the front court. She'll go around Despain, high off the glass to get it over. Dow is no good. Gets her own rebound, no. It gets her a rebound again. This time she loses it out of bounds, but it's going to say it went off of the foot of Carrie Despain, and it's going to stay with Pocatello as Sophia Ray comes back in, but first a timeout. Maybe a full timeout. We'll take our last timeout here as well. Back with more after this from Preston Gym on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Do you like earning interest on your money? If so, Lewiston State Bank has the account for you. This is Shelley Austin, and I'm here to tell you about our MyRate checking account. It is a free checking account that can earn a high rate of interest on the first $25,000. The rate is even higher than that of most savings accounts. So stop by and visit me at our Tree Mountain branch, or go to our website at ls-bank.com and ask us how you can qualify for this high interest rate on your checking account. Lewiston State Bank, a division of People's Intermountain Bank, member FDIC.
.135 to play. Preston leads by 15, 49-34. Ball belongs to the Indians underneath their own basket in the front court as they bring it in as it comes to Pearson. Pearson lost it. It goes high up in the air, controlled again by Pocatello. Comes back to Pearson. Three-pointer by Spillette. That's no good. Harris able to control the rebound. She brings it all the way back out to the top of the key. Back to Pearson. Looks outside. Back to Murdoch. Two-pointer from about 17 is no good. Long rebound comes off to Mosier. She dribbles in traffic in the backcourt. Ball still loose. Picked up by Larson. She gets up in the front court. It goes to Alder. 1:05 to play. Alder from along the baseline. Her shot is no good. Tried to tap it away from Harris. It's Despain to pick it up and go back in with the rebound. Carey has three in the final minute. 51-34. Preston on top. And that's going to be a foul. The foul will result in a ball out of bounds, as the foul is going to go on Sydney Marlowe. Said they stuck her knee into Spillette, trying to get around her. Ball out of bounds again to Pocatello. It's just 5 team fouls now on Preston. Inside to Spillette. Turns baseline. Reverse layup is no good. Rebound is off to Despain on the air ball. Ball is loose as 3 or 4 people trying to get a hold of it. And finally they tie it up. And it's going to stay with Pocatello again underneath the basket. 37 seconds left in the game. As Spillette looking for somebody to come meet the ball. She's finally able to get it into Murdoch on the left side. Back to Harris. Three-pointer from straight away. He's just short off the front lip. Marlowe has the rebound for Preston. Gives it off to Alder. Up into the front court. 25 seconds to play. Pressure defense from Preston for Pocatello is pretty good. They should have started this a lot earlier in the game, as driving is Pearson and is fouled, and she's going to go to the free throw line. Foul's going to go against Carrie Despain. That'll be her first. 6 on Preston as a team, as Addie Pearson will go to the line. She's 4 for 4 from the line tonight and gets 2 more. Just in time to make her miss, as she misses her first one tonight. 20 seconds to play in regulation. 51-34. She missed them both. Long rebound comes off to Ray. This ball goes out of bounds. It's going to go back over to Preston, however, with 13 seconds to play. Don't forget, final home game of the year for the Lady Indians is this Saturday afternoon at 2:30 against Wood River. As they get it in, ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Preston, as Alder kind of came down awkwardly. Now she'll run back, bring the ball in bounds back in from the baseline. Full court pressure again put on by Pocatello with 10 seconds left in regulation. They get it in as it comes to, look out, as they get it into Mosier. Took a pretty good whack across the face from Harris. That's 30 on Destiny Harris. Tried to reach in for the ball and accidentally hit Mosier across the face. Look out, we got a whistle away from the ball. That's going to be on Addie Spillett. That'll be her 5th foul, and she'll foul out of the game. So Spillett will have to leave. 9 seconds to go here in regulation, as they'll get Maddie Wilkes back in for the final nine ticks on the clock. Spillett fouls out with 13 points tonight. Alder again looking for somebody to come to the ball, gets it into Mosier. Mosier had it taken away by Ray and then commits the foul. It's going to be 1-1 here for Meek. That's her 3rd. 17 fouls now on the team. And Maddie Willett will go to the line to shoot 1-1. It's a good thing this game has long since been decided, as the first free throw is short. Comes off to Ray. She puts it back up. That's no good. Saved on the floor. Tapped around by Larson. Larson gets it ahead, and that's the gun, or the whistle rather. And that's the way that the game ends here tonight, as Preston picks up another win. They win this evening by the final score of 51-34. And for Preston, even though they had their winning streak snapped, they are still have won 7 of the last 8 games. That only loss, of course, coming in that game at Century last Wednesday night. As final score tonight, 51-34. Preston wins it. We're back with the post-game show after this on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. This has been Preston Indians basketball. Tonight's game has been brought to you by Webb Funeral Home, Lewiston State Bank, Franklin County Medical Center, My Local Radio, West Motors, Stokes Market True Value, S&T Electric, Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union, Idaho Salvage, Ron Keller Tire, Valley Implement, and Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Now stay tuned for the postgame show, coming right up.
As the seasons change, it's a good time to take a close look at your car and truck tires. Check the tread and look for signs of uneven wear. If you have a question, stop by Ron Keller Tire and have one of the tire experts take a look. If you need new tires to get you safely through, they'll help you select the right tires for your vehicle and driving style. With a huge inventory from several manufacturers, Ron Keller Tire can care for your tire needs at a price that's right. You can trust all your tire needs to Ron Keller Tire in Preston and North Logan.
We're not your ordinary grocery store at Stokes Market and True Value in Preston. We see every customer as a friend and a neighbor. Stokes Market and True Value offers a clean, bright, and modern store with the freshest meats, produce, and bakery. In many ways, we're still old-fashioned. We still bake from scratch, and our bakery items are made in store. You'll never see meat with an ingredient list because our meats are all natural and cut in store. Stop in today. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston.
In addition to local information and the best live coverage of local sports, you can stream music 24/7 at mylocalradio.com. Log on and choose the music you like best. Classic or modern country, indie, adult contemporary, or classic rock. Stream it live through your computer or cell phone. Listen to the music you want and don't miss the information you need. Like us on Facebook and visit mylocalradio.com today.
Welcome back to the post-game show here tonight as the Preston Lady Indians pick up a 51-34 win over the Pocatello Indians. So they sweep the 2 games against Pocatello, and more importantly, as you heard Coach Hall talk about on the pregame show earlier tonight, it's the first step towards sweeping the last 3 games and guaranteeing themselves a spot in postseason. So the first step is successful with a win tonight over Pocatello. Good work inside by Bethany Dow, although she comes up a point short of another 20-point performance. Alicia Woods hits another 3 shots from behind the 3-point arc tonight as she picks up 9 points. And good to see Liz Linhart get a start here on senior night. She played a couple of minutes and then never came back in, but more important games are in her future and they just need to try to get her healthy and get her back recovering from those concussion symptoms. So it's a happy group of seniors on senior night as the Preston Indians pick up the win 51-34. They run their record now to 13-6 overall. They're 8-3 in conference play. For Pocatello, they see their record slip to 4-13, 2-11 in conference action as Preston wins it tonight, and they have won 7 of the last 8 games overall. Take a timeout. We'll come back, look at the scoring from the game. We'll do all that as we continue after this on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
West is a nationally recognized community health center that provides patient-centered health care for everyone. From newborn to complicated care, Health West is always accepting new patients in Medicaid, Medicare, insured, and even if you don't have insurance. Available in 8 locations throughout Southeast Idaho. Call 208-852-3200 for an appointment in Preston. Health West, empowering our patients and communities by providing quality, affordable health care.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Welcome back here on the postgame show as the Indians win it. Preston Indians win it over the Pocatello Indians tonight. Look at the stat sheet first for Pocatello. Addie Spillett had 13 points before fouling out of the game. Maddie Wilkes had 4. Abigail Pearson had 1 3-pointer made and had made 4 of 6 from the free throw line. She finished with 7 points tonight. Murdoch, who was all over, took a lot of shots but did not sink any, finishes with no points. Sophia Ray has 1 point in the game here this evening. It was also Destiny Harris, who really seemed to make a difference in the way this Pocatello team plays when she's on the floor. We didn't see her the first time. She had a hamstring injury. She finished the game with 6 points tonight. And Pocatello, 11 of 17 from the free throw line. Tonight for the Preston Indians, Jessica Alder finishes with 9 points as well for Alicia Wood. Carrie Despain had 3. Sage Meek played but did not score. Addie Mosier finishes with 4. Sydney Marlowe played but did not score. Another big game for Bethany Dow with 19 points. I don't have a rebound total in front of me, but I pretty well bet that she has another double-double tonight and will give her 10 on the year. Cassie Pugmire finishes the game with 5 points tonight. 2 points for Kylie Larson as well, as Preston goes 7 of 10 from the free throw line here this evening on their way to a 51-34 victory over the Pocatello Indians as they sweep the 2 games against the Indians. They have 2 more games on the regular season. One of them comes up on Saturday. We'll come back and tell you about what's on tap and wrap up tonight's broadcast after this on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Since 1958, when the farmers of Franklin County rolled equipment into the fields for harvest, most of them were rolling on Ron Keller tires, because Keller Tire has the right tires for tractors, combines, swathers, bale wagons, and the trucks that haul hay and grain to market or storage facilities. To keep that equipment rolling during the busy harvest season, Ron Keller Tire also has a fleet of service trucks that make repairs in-field to minimize downtime. Best wishes for a safe and productive harvest from Ron Keller Tires in Preston and North Logan.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
So I'm a typical banking customer.
And I'm a nearby ATM.
And I'm taking $20 out of my account.
And I'll process that 20 and take back $4.
Why do machines designed to give us money end up taking it right back? Introducing Kasasa, the free account that pays refunds on ATM fees and a lot more. To find a free Kasasa checking account near you, search Kasasa.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Well, welcome back. Happy group of seniors greeting family and friends out on the floor here tonight as Preston picks up the win. The next game coming up for the Lady Indians will be Saturday afternoon. as the Lady Indians will wrap up their home schedule as they host the Wood River Lady Wolverines. Pregame for that game, special 2:30 start. We'll be on the air of the pregame show about 2:10 on Saturday afternoon with the tip-off set for 7:30. And you can catch that game on the radio and on the internet both, FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. And then after the game, later on in the evening, we'll have the Utah State game for you as well. So that game comes up on Saturday. Our next broadcast is tomorrow night as the boys will hit the road in the morning, and they'll head to Jerome after last night's exciting 4-overtime win over Minico, as the Jerome Tigers will be the next opponent. That's tomorrow night. Pregame show at 7:10. Tip-off at 7:30 tomorrow. And that game will be able to hear exclusively on the internet at mylocalradio.com. So that'll wrap up tonight's broadcast. The executive director of Preston Broadcasting Sports is Val Cook. Our studio coordinator tonight has been John Beverly. And special thanks to the management staff of the girls Lady Indians basketball team for helping out with the camera to provide our video feed for tonight's game. So until tomorrow night, I'm Dan Hubbard thanking you for joining us. To remind you of the final score, it was the Lady Indians from Preston picking up a 51-34 win over Pocatello. Until tomorrow night, we wish you a very pleasant good evening. Thank you for listening to the Preston Indians postgame show. This broadcast has been a production of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and was intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Use of any portion of this production, its accounts or descriptions, in whole or in part, may not be used or rebroadcast without the express written permission of Preston Broadcasting, LLC.